All right, I'm out in front of the Cottage Bar. Now, this place hasn't come up on any of the pages. No one's talked about it, but it did pop up on SouthShore Bar Pizza, barpizza.com, where I mentioned it before. You can look up extensive list of bar pizza places. So I'm going to try this place out. It's virtually 10 minutes from my house. It's in Weymouth. It's when you're passing through Weymouth Center there on Pleasant Street, and you pass Warren's on the right. You take the very next right, and it's right here. I don't know what street this is on, but anyway, I'll look it up. It looks like a nice little Irish bar, which can't be bad, and we'll see how the pizza is. So it was ready. It's in a box. Again, we could go back and forth about the box versus a paper bag thing. I don't think it makes a difference, but I know hardcore SouthShore Bar pizza lovers look for that nice paper bag and the two paper plates. But perfectly fine with it coming in a box or the paper plates. So that being said, I'm going to dig into this pizza. Hopefully I found myself a new place. But let's take a look at what this looks like. That looks really good. The edges are laced. This appears to be a SouthShore Bar pizza. Bacon is crispy. Mushrooms look fresh. By the looks of it, it looks really good. But let's find out. Some people are asking what I think about the flop of a pizza. Personally, it doesn't affect the taste necessarily, but the flop is just it's not a sign of a good pizza or a bad pizza. I think it's just a way to communicate what the dough is like. So some people like it to have no flop, which means they like the cracker-like crust. Some people to have a flop, which is more usually a sign of a chewier crust. But to me, whether or not it has flop or doesn't have flop, I don't give it any extra points for having no flop or so on. This pizza kind of has a flop. If I hold it by the edges, it flops. Oh man, it looks so good. It's very hot. It did just come out. That piece looks slightly undercooked on the edges. I will tell you about the flop as well. When a pizza first comes out, it definitely has more flop when it's very, very hot like this is. When it cools for a few minutes, the flop seems to diminish on some pizzas. Other pizzas it doesn't. Now this looks nice and thin. It's very light in sauce, which again, I'm not saying that light in sauce is a good thing or a bad thing. Sometimes it can have light sauce, but you can really taste it. Other times it can have heavier sauce, and you don't taste it as much. So the amount of sauce, to me, doesn't matter until I taste it, whether or not I like the sauce, first of all. Which, again, if you look up a list of conventional, what is a SouthShore Bar Style pizza, that's going to be the light tomato sauce, not jazzed up, just plain tomato sauce and light. Now, this again, I think if you look at some traditionalists, this is not going to be a cracker-like crust. Doesn't mean I don't like it. I'm still waiting for it to cool a little bit before I take that first bite. Actually, that's very good. So, the bacon, I don't know if the mushrooms as well, looks like it's put under the cheese. And this burnt part is the cheese. But I'm going to see if I can give you a close-up of that. But the bacon is inside there. See that? That's pretty good. But I think it's 100% cheddar. And some of you experts can tell me. When it burns, when the cheese burns, what does that mean? Is that a sign of cheddar or a sign of mozzarella? I don't know. The lacing is good, has some crunch to it. And again, I don't ask for it to be laced, I just order the pizza. So if you haven't seen my other videos, I order the pizza. I don't ask for any modifications to it. I want to see how the restaurant presents the pizza. This pizza is so good. But I will say that the dough, if you're looking for that Poopsies like or Linwood type, this dough is different, and it's a little more maybe more of a traditional pizza dough. The Irish pub places are really coming out strong with bar pizza. Man, again, the toppings are under the cheese, which I'm liking. As it's cooling, a little bit less flop, but this flop, or the bend, I mean, I'm using the word flop, big deal. Whether a pizza has flop or doesn't have flop, I don't think that that's a huge criteria in judging the pizza. It's just something I'm showing so that you can get an idea of what the pizza is like. I will say it's very light on sauce, very light, but it's not taken away from the experience at all. I might ask for a little more sauce, maybe, but I'd like to find out what this place's specialty pizza is. If you know what their specialty pizza is, post it in the comments below. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, take a second and subscribe to my channel. We're growing. It was for the longest time I had about 30 subscribers. I was pushing to try to get it to 100. We hit 100, and now we're at 133 or 135 already. So it's growing as people are interacting with the video, giving me the thumbs up. Give it thumbs up. So I shot for 20 thumbs up, I think, in one of my videos. I've since have videos now, they have like 25. Let's try to get 100. Because if I get 400 views or 500 views, which I've been getting on a lot of these videos, let's see if we can get about 100 likes. Some final thoughts on the Cottage bar. The pizza is very good. I got very little footage of the inside, but it's very nice. It's a very nice bar. Bigger than it looks from outside. I don't have a lot of parking outside, so I'm finishing up the last couple pieces now. It was, like I said, very light on sauce. So if you like a little more sauce on your pizza, you might have to ask for extra sauce. This is very light. The dough is not your conventional SouthShore Bar Style, but it's good. The toppings are excellent. I like how they slid them in under the cheese. That was a little different. Will this pizza make it into my top 10? Well, I'm gonna scroll my top 10 at the end of the video. You'll have to watch to see if this ends up landing in the top 10 or not. I will tell you this, the place is very good. If you haven't tried it, I would highly recommend you try it and make your own judgment. I will tell you, this was a sleeping little gem I knew nothing about. The bar in particular looks like I'm going to want to go back there. It was very nice, clean, a lot newer than some of the other bars that I've gone into. So the experience of the bar looks good, and whether or not it makes it into the top 10, you'll have to find out. But it's a very good pizza. All the pizzas, again, I can't say this enough, they've all been very good. So it's going to be hard compiling my top 10, and part of what I'm going to put into my calculation will be where it is in relation to my house, because that's part of whether or not it would be a top 10 contender to me, because there's so many to go to, and why would I drive 45 minutes for a pizza there might be a place that's 7 minutes from my house. So if those two places were so close, the one that's closest to my house will make it into the list for just that reason. But I happen to live in Abington, which seems to be the Mecca of the Mecca of all the pizzas. Go out and get yourself a pizza. Enjoy. Hope you enjoyed my videos. If you did, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Try to get 100 likes on this video if we can. I don't know. It seems like the videos that have the top names tend to get more views, and this one is a little hidden. I haven't seen it in anybody's list, so I don't know if that's going to be good or bad for the people viewing it, but let's find out.